Today, we're telling a love story, but not the kind you expect. Because sometimes affection doesn't come with flowers or chocolates. Sometimes it comes quietly, carefully, consistently, through folded paper slipped under a door, through handwriting you almost start to trust. Until one day, you realize the person who loves you might love you too much. This is the story of Ejiro and the man who wrote her letters. Ejiro never liked noise. She lived in a small two-room apartment at the quiet end of Okpanam Road, far enough from the nightlife, close enough to the bus stop, but quiet in a way she found comforting. She worked long hours at a boutique, got home tired, made her dinner, and minded her business. Her life wasn't dramatic until the letters started. The first letter, it arrived on a Monday evening. She had returned from work, and there it was, a folded piece of paper lying perfectly in the center of her doorstep. No envelope, no writing on the outside, nothing to indicate who it came from. She picked it up slowly, almost suspiciously. Inside, the handwriting was neat, delicate, almost too perfect. I see you every morning. You walk with purpose, like someone who knows exactly where she's going. I admire that. No name, no signature, just that. Elohor read it twice, then placed it on her table and tried to forget about it. People are strange, she told herself. Maybe it was a prank. She slept and moved on, but the next day, another letter came. Every evening, same time, same placement at her door. Each note was gentle, observant, almost tender. You changed your hairstyle today. It suits you. You look tired this morning. I hope work was kind to you. The world doesn't deserve calm souls like you. At first, she was unsettled. Someone was clearly watching her. But the tone wasn't threatening. It felt like someone was paying attention to her in a world where everyone else simply rushed past. And whether she admitted it aloud or not, a part of her liked the thought of being seen. On the 15th day, the handwriting changed slightly, a little shakier, a little more emotional. You didn't smile today. That bothered me. Another said, the man who spoke to you outside the boutique. I hope he's not important to you. Ejiro read that one twice. Her heart started beating faster. She tried to remember who had spoken to her. The delivery man? The customer who asked for direction? She didn't even know, but someone did. Someone was watching every second. One Friday night, after a long, heavy rain, she returned home to not one letter, but three. The first one said, "You're special to me." The second one said, "More special than you think." The third one, "I think I'm falling for you." This time, she sat down on her couch, letter to her chest, breathing in slow, controlled breath. Fear wasn't the only thing she felt. She hated that truth, because the letters had become a part of her routine, a strange, private companionship, someone who noticed her, understood her, and somehow cared. But love, from a stranger who hid in the shadows, that crossed the line. One evening, she got home late, close to 10 p.m. There was no letter. She exhaled in relief. Maybe it was over. Maybe the person had moved on. She unlocked her door, stepped inside, and froze. A letter was lying on her dining table, inside her house. Her knees went weak. Her hand trembled as she opened it. The letter said, "You scared me today. I didn't see you come home. Where were you?" Her breath caught. He had been waiting, watching, expecting her. Then she flipped the paper over. There was more. "I miss the days when you smiled more. I want to make you smile again." And at the very bottom, the first sign of a name, signed T. A single initial, like a promise or a warning. The next morning, she went straight to the police station. They told her what she feared. "With no clear suspect, all we can do is advise you to stay alert." Stay alert? She was alert enough to feel her pulse in her teeth. She changed her route to work. She changed her schedule. She even stayed with a friend for 2 nights. But the third night, when she returned home, another letter waited. This one was different. The handwriting was frantic, desperate. "Why are you avoiding me?" Another line read, "I thought we understood each other." Ejiro held the letter like it was a burning coal. Then she saw the last line. "Don't disappear again. I can't handle it." A chill ran down her spine, so deep she thought she might collapse. This was no longer admiration or affection or lonely companionship. This was obsession. Hot, breathing, attached. 2 days later, she stepped outside her house at dawn, the earliest she had ever left. And she saw him, a man sitting in a parked car across her building. Dark-skinned, average height, wearing a cap pulled low. He wasn't looking at her, but at her door, waiting. Like it was the only thing that mattered in his world. When she stepped out, his head snapped towards her, too quickly, too eagerly. Their eyes met. Ejiro felt a punch of cold terror. Ejiro felt a punch of cold terror in her stomach, because the expression on his face wasn't anger, wasn't guilt, it was relief. Like seeing her had calmed something wild inside him. He stepped out of the car slowly, carefully, one hand behind his back. "Ejiro," he said softly, like they were old lovers finally reunited. "I thought I lost you." She turned and ran with everything inside her, screaming, footsteps slamming the gravels behind her, fast, determined, but luck was on her side that morning. A keke was passing early enough to still be empty. She jumped inside and screamed, "Go!" The driver didn't ask questions. The man stood frozen on the road as the keke sped away, his chest rising and falling too fast, his hands shaking, his eyes locked on her like she had broken him. The police took it seriously this time. The man, Thomas O.J., a quiet neighbor from the next street, was arrested the same day. Inside his apartment, they found a drawer full of unused letters, all addressed to Ejiro. Some tender, some jealous, some much darker. He never approached her again, but he asked for one thing during investigation, to give her one last letter. Of course they refused. Ejiro never knew what it said, and she never wanted to. But sometimes, when she opens her mailbox at night or hears footsteps behind her on a quiet road, she still remembers the gentle handwriting and the man who loved her too much to ever let her walk unnoticed. And she wonders if there's another letter waiting somewhere that just hadn't found its way to her yet. Thank you for listening today. If this story stayed with you, tap the like button so others can find it too. And if you're new here, subscribe and join our growing circle of nighttime listeners. Until next time, keep your lights on.